our sources. It's according to his riches in glory. But it's talking about finances. A lot of people will try to say that that's not a financial thing, that his riches are all spiritual and that kind of thing, in which they are. They're the highest treasures. But this is about a chapter about giving. And then God promises proper givers more than enough. In 2 Corinthians 9, this is from the Living Bible, it's verse 8. And this is in a passage that's interesting. It's titled, Rules About Giving. All right? God is able to make it up to you by giving you everything you need and more, so that there will not only be enough for your own needs, but plenty left over to give joyfully to others. So God will supply all your needs, but then there's going to be a lot left over so that you can give joyfully to others. And you definitely give joyfully. And then Isaiah 1:19 says, if you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. All right? And in this chapter, it's interesting. Isaiah is giving them the promises of God if they be willing and obedient, but they haven't been. All right? The Israelites have not been. And so after he tells them what God's promises are, he then threatens them with what will happen if you don't. But this was first, and so he's promising the good life to his obedient. And then back to 2 Corinthians 9 again in the 10th verse. For God who gives seed to the farmer to plant, and later on good crops to harvest and eat, will give you more and more seed to plant, and will make it grow so that you can give away more and more fruit from your harvest. The whole cycle of sowing and reaping goes round and round. The more you do, God gives you more, so you get to give more, and it keeps going around. But the point here I want to make is that God promises the good life to his patient children. All right? Because give seed to the farmer to plant, but then later on you get a harvest. And I think we have to remember that. Sometimes we think, well, we all want God to work on our timing. We get things straight and God should reward us. And one of the examples I use, a lady went to our church many years ago, was very upset because God had not healed her of her coughing, and she was trying to explain why God should have and he didn't, and so she's kind of upset with him. And she said, well, I quit smoking and he still hasn't. So I asked, how long have you quit smoking? And she said, 3 days ago. So, all right? So let's be patient. Let's obey. God says quit smoking, but then let's be patient for the harvest. All right? So the 4 things are constant or consistent, proper, obedient, and patient givers receive an abundant harvest from their giving. All right. So let's receive the Lord's tithe this morning. Let's stand.
Oh. No.